A new kind of love, genetically altered. Sorry, was that cool? Anyways, good evening, my harvest. How's it going? I wanted to make a quick video, real quick. First of all, I want to thank the people on YouTube, the harvest on YouTube, for supporting my other video of being a YouTuber or whatever. I really appreciate it. Thank you. It got a lot of recognition, and I really like that. You know what I'm saying? Now, speaking of harvest, I want to talk about that because I feel like I want to make it meaningful, of course, and it already is. But I was thinking like, what does the harvest mean to me? It's not a cult, first of all. So if you thought about that, then you're at the wrong place. That's not what we are. We're not a cult. We are a gathering. When you think of a harvest, what do you think about? Okay? Like, all definition aside, when you think about a harvest, what do you think about? Well, when I think about Thanksgiving. I think about people gathering, different people, different stories, different energies, but we connect in a same and it's in a similar way. And I think that's what I want the harvest to become. I think that's what I want the harvest to grow into. The harvest is something. The harvest is something. It's like planting a seed, right? And you watch the seed grow in real time. That is what the harvest is to me. That's what I view the harvest as. I view it as something that is growing, something that is going to become fruitful spiritually and physically as well. Something that's growing because I grow every single day. And if you guys don't know me, which you should by now. I whatchamacallit, I grow in real time, and I wanna show myself growing in real time. And when I think about the harvest, it's a community that I want it to be fruitful, I want it to grow. I want people to connect. Even if we're different, even if we have different stories, we connect in a similar way. I want to make a Thanksgiving. I want to make something that everybody could be welcome to, because it'll be less significant than calling you guys viewers. Yo, what's up, viewers? Or chat. What's up, chat? Viewers is a statistic, and chat is like I don't know. It's like again a statistic. You know what I mean? Like, for instance, like I show speed. There's not. He's a great guy. You know what I'm saying? But I feel like when he says like chat and stuff, it's like a background, a buzzword, a background thing. Like yeah, the chat is in the background. It's not being fully recognized. You know what I mean? And that's not what I want the harvest to be. I want us to be a community that's together. You know what I mean? Togetherness, growing, building off of the seeds that we have planted into the ground. You know what I'm saying? Not only do I want this to be the best community it's not even just about that, honestly. It's not about being the best community. It's about being our best selves. It's about being our fruitful selves, is growing in the moment. And that's what the harvest is. Like I said, a thanksgiving, giving thanks to others, to each other, learning from each other, loving each other. You know what I mean? Because the harvest is grown exponentially. It doesn't just grow out of nowhere. It grows like a fruit, like a plant. It grows. And that's what I want this community to be. You know what I mean? Now, I came on this video not really knowing what to say about the harvest, like in a in a understandable way, because I don't know the answers. I was talking about this with ChatGPT. I don't know. ChatGPT is like my best friend, but I'm not gonna lie, like we low key be chatting it up. It's crazy. But whatchamacallit, I came to this video. Literally, I'm learning as I'm talking about the harvest and what it means to me. I I don't know. I don't know what it means. I'm literally thinking as I'm talking right now. This is not an idea that has already grown. It's an idea that's growing to you in your face. And that's what I want that's what I want the harvest the community to be. It's something that grows in real time, like I said, like watching a baby grow. The harvest is like my baby right now. We are small, and that's okay. I was thinking like maybe I should wait in the future to make this video when the harvest grows, But that's the purpose. That is the purpose of the harvest. The harvest grows in real time. Talking about it now while we are fresh, that's the point. That's the point. That's literally the point. You know what I mean? Waiting until I get like 10,000 subscribers, 100,000 harvests, it's that wouldn't be a point because it would have already grown. You're not seeing the growth in real time. You know what I mean? So I want to grow the meaning. I want to grow the harvest and its meaning, and I want you guys to grow with it. I grow up with you, and you grow up with me. And you guys might find the harvest to be something meaningful to you. Maybe you will change the meaning into something better and let me know. You know what I mean? It's this the harvest is something that is we all put in our own inputs, our own words, Like we all make our own meaning of what it is. That's why I want it to be so special. You know what I mean? I don't want it to just be a name. I want it to be a meaning, you know? And the meaning will grow in time. But we all the harvest is you. That is what the harvest is. The harvest is you. That is what a harvest is. It's all of us together combined to make a harvest, but you make the harvest and what it is today. And that's what I want. That's what I want it to be. That's what the harvest is. It'll grow in time, maybe 10 years from now, 3 years from now, a year from now, the meaning will change because it grows each day. We grow each day. As humans, as harvests, we grow each day. So the meaning will grow every single day. You know what I mean? There is no specific meaning to the harvest. It's whatever it means to you. Whatever you've grown into, that is what the harvest is. What we will become, what we are becoming. And that's what that's what I want the harvest to be. You know what I mean? I want the harvest to be that, you know? I don't want it to be this I want it to be a relationship, you know? Like a not a girlfriend boyfriend type of relationship, but it works similar to that. You know what I mean? Not a romantic way, obviously, but like a platonic growth way. Like we grow together. It's like going to the gym. You know, going to the gym, working our bodies out. You know what I'm saying? Pause. Whoa. But anyways, that's what I'm trying to say. Like I now at first the name Harvest, the Harvest, my Harvest. For as a community name, I was like, corn, harvest, harvesting corn or whatever. It was funny at first. You know what I mean? It sounded a little culty to me. And I didn't necessarily, not that I didn't like it, I just didn't like how the context of it, you know what I mean, that I had at first. It was a joke, But as I start to grow on this channel, as this channel starts to grow with me, the harvest grows in meaning. You know what I mean? And that's the thing. That's the thing. When someone hears the harvest, like 10 years from now, when the harvest starts to become an actual community thing where people know, like Five Star, Plaque Boy Max, Samurai, like Corey Ketchum, or Stable, the Stable from Stable Ronaldo. You know what I'm saying? When it starts to become a recognizable name, people are not going to associate the harvest with a cult. They're not going to associate the harvest with growing corn. They're going to establish the harvest with themselves, with me, with us. It will start to become something in growth, you know? The harvest is not a number, it's the amount of hands that are touched together. That is the harvest, you know? And I just wanted to explain what the meaning is to me in context, Because, you know, I wanted to grow in volume as well. I want you to see what it means, but I also want to establish what it means as well to you guys. Now, I don't have a long explanation of what it means right now, you know, but in the future, you will understand, you will come to know what the harvest is as you grow, as I grow, because we're not the same. The harvest is not the same. The harvest changes seasonally. When you think about a harvest in the field, it changes seasonally. You know what I mean? It changes because of the temperature, because of the environment, because of the pressure of the corn, of the soil. You know what I mean? It changes. It changes each season. Is not the same. And it changes in growth. It doesn't change in number, it changes in growth. You know what I mean? You know? And that's I don't, and also too, I don't want it to be a parasocial thing. You know what I mean? I don't want people to be I don't want this to be like I don't want it to become an actual cult where you view me as some sort of god, as so I don't have all the answers. Okay? I don't have all the answers. I'm literally making up the meaning as I go right now. I literally don't know. I don't know. But I want you to trust me because that's as a harvest, you you know, you trust in me to be a part of this community. And I want you to be a part of this growth. I want you to be a part of something big because this is going to be big, bro. I'm telling you. This is going to be so big. It's going to grow into so I can feel it in my bones. When I think about it right now, the harvest in a year from now, it's going to be so big. We are going to define all odds. We're going to use the knowledge that we have in ourselves. And we're going to grow and we're going to help others in our path because that's what the harvest is, man. We are the best community on this platform because we grow. We grow. We grow as a community. And that's what a community should be. It's not something in the background. It's not a title. You could become a harvest today. You could become a harvest tomorrow. You could become a harvest anytime that you see fit. If you want to grow, this is the place to be. This is the place to be. The harvest, bro. This is the place to be, you know? And I want this place to be a gathering. I want this to be special. I want to grow this into something special, you know? I don't want you guys to be in the background. I want to help you guys and I want you guys to help me. You know what I mean? The teacher learns from the student and the student learns from the teacher, because if you think about it, right, the teacher knows all, not knows all, but the teacher knows a lot. You know what I mean? That's why they teach because they have an inspiration for growing, for growing and teaching others to grow with them. You know what I mean? And by doing that, they learn what it means to be a teacher, what it means to teach. You know, it's not transactional in a way of like buying something, artificial. You know, it's a pact. It's a community thing. It's something that is cherished. But anyways, that's enough time that I have for today because I'm gonna do a podcast. If you guys want to peep in, oh wait, oh god, I shouldn't have said that. Don't just pretend like you didn't hear that. I'm not doing anything after this. But anyways, there's gonna be a surprise way for you guys for you harvest. You know, and you guys might like it, you know what I'm saying? Me and my boy Daniel are gonna cook up something. But anyways, I know this is short, but just know that harvest, we are going to grow in meaning and people and in community and our destiny, you know? But anyways, that's it for me. I will be back when I'm back, harvest. And I love each and every one of you, harvest, you know? I really do. I don't just say that just to say it, you know? You know, like the Lord says, love thy neighbor unto thyself. You know, I think that's what he said. Love thy neighbor unto thyself. I love everybody, you know? I love everybody equally the same, you know? I want to. Because again, that's the harvest. The harvest is love. That is the definition of harvest. If I can really think about it, is love. The harvest is love. Love. And you can't explain love. Love is growth. You loving in a partner, loving your mom and dad. Loving cannot be defined. The harvest cannot be defined, not into a specific category. And so that's why I want you to figure it out yourself and we will figure it out together, you know? So anyway, that's all I have, my harvest. I will see you later. And I love each and every one of you. And remember to stay tuned and be a part of the harvest today. Subscribe because we're growing something fruitful. Love you. And remember to drink your tea. All right, that's it for me. And don't ask why I have my shirt off. Deal with it.